welcome to all those in the room and to all those that are online. So first of all, I'd just like to take a moment's silence for our former Zone Committee member, Roger Letham. So if everyone just take a moment's silence.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I had the privilege of sitting next to Roger at his first Zone Committee meeting, so it's so we've had a karakia at our workshop beforehand, so we won't have another one. We've got the register of interests. If anyone's got any amendments or updates that they'd like to bring forward. First of all, better to actually do apologies. We have apologies from Les, Ian McKenzie, Bill Thomas and Sidney. Anyone else? Okay, could someone move that we receive those? Thanks, James. All those in favour that we receive those, please say aye. Carried. Right. And then we're on to confirmation of the minutes from our last meeting, which was held on the 22nd of November. Does someone like to move that they're a true and accurate record? Or if there's any amendments to be made?
Yes.
Hey, James. Anyone want to second that? And Jen, thank you very much. All those in favour that they're a true and accurate record, please say aye. Aye. And against? Carried. I'm assuming, Claire, that you can hear us. Right, that's great. So I need to sign those?
Yeah, I'll do it at the end.
Okay, that's great. Right, any matters arising from the minutes? Yep, Dave, you like to talk?
We will look at when we look at our action plan. What we, we've just had this. Sorry, mumbling. Since we just had this workshop talking about our strategy for the rest of the year and action plan, it's quite possible that we might get Professor Gregoriani to come back again and talk to us. He was unable to make it. And the Staveley camp, have talked to Jen, and we're probably looking at May for that one.
Okay, and correspondence. Is there any correspondence outward? No correspondence outward, and any correspondence inward?
No.
And that's a nil as well. Do I have to do any confirmations for that? No. Okay, cool. Given that we are in a meeting in public, is there any public contribution? Anyone else like to raise any issues? I'll take this deadly silence. Zone Committee action plan and budgets. Dave.
Okay, we've just had an hour of this. Just the report just stating that we've got $50,000 budget this year. We have just had a workshop discussing the early parts of the allocation of that budget, but it's been agreed that we need to do a little bit more work on our strategy, so we're going to set up some more workshops in February to do that.
We've got quite a clear timeline. We want to have everything being strategic by April.
Yes. We need to be everything pretty much in place by the end of April, so we can make sure we get our funding agreements and all our administration done, so we get it all in before the end of the financial year. The other thing to talk about is the application from Hekau Hines Water Enhancement Trust, and we'll defer that until probably our March meeting, until we've had time to think about all our...
Okay, so just doing it in a slightly formal way, that we receive the application from HWET for 10,000 plus GST, and I think we receive it and we will look at it in our April meeting.
Yeah, March or April, yeah.
March or April
March or April, depending on our progress.
Yeah. Is everyone happy with that that process? Okay, cool. Question, Angela?
Just following on from last year's Mid Canterbury Water Science Update project with the summer student Romy Vanderboom. Her summer studenting concludes 28th of February, so we talked about her coming along in person and presenting the findings or the outcome of where she got to with that. Obviously, if we're not having a February meeting, she can't. But I think if we look at the investment that the zone committee made in that project, it's really good that we circle back and find out what's the outcome, where did they all get to. So I just wanted to flag that under that piece of work. It's been very worthwhile, but I'll leave it to her to put a presentation together if we're interested on what that actually looks like.
So I'll leave that for you, Dave, to follow up and action.
Yep. Facilitators report. Committee updates.
Committee updates.
This will be pretty quick too, committee updates. So just a note about the Otawharakai Information Day, and I've got some brochures here to pass around for everyone as well. So the planning's underway with our comms team and with all the other partners in the Otawharakai working group. So it's from 11 to 2 on the 25th of February, which is a Saturday, down on the waterfront at Lake Clearwater. So we're going to have kids' activities, we're going to have sausage sizzle, and all the players that are involved in the working group are going to be there with information and demonstrations if they can.
Just on that, Dave, can you, for some, if they're not aware of what the O2 Wharekai project is about,
Okay.
can you just briefly summarise what it is?
Okay, so we've had a few presentations on the issues with the degradation of the lakes in Ashburton Lakes, and we've also had reports from to the zone committee from the working group through Judith Earl-Galay from ECAN. So been trying to keep the working group's been trying to keep the zone committee and others informed about what's going on, but it's been felt that we needed to actually tell more of the general public as well. So that's why we're working with the zone committee and the working group. It's to tell people about what the issues are and what research is being done up there and what solutions are being worked on at the moment. Yeah.
And that people aren't just sitting on their hands about it. Okay.
Yeah, that's right, because people, often think nothing's happening if they don't know. So, yeah.
That's great. Thanks, Dave.
The other things on here, there's no meeting in February, but we may have a workshop in March. There will be a normal meeting, and then in April, we were looking, I think, Ange, we talked about doing a field trip to Coldstream. Do you still think that's a good idea?
So James, I talked to Carl about that this morning in terms of that. That's linking in with the Rangitata restoration project, and that's, as best as I can determine, the only one of its kind on this side of the Rangitata. It was being held up, we were told, by DOC, but if it's underway and if there's action happening there, it would be super good to go and have a look at what that collaborative project looks like.
Brilliant. So we'll pencil it in for now, and then as we get closer, we'll know where we're at, whether that's on or not. And then our working bee in May at the Staveley camp, which may be a short meeting as well, perhaps. We'll see how we go. We might need a meeting to just make sure we dot all the I's and cross our T's on our budgets and stuff in May. But yeah, and hopefully, Jen, you've got some really easy activities for us.
You'll be doing what the school kids do.
The zone committee will be doing the same as what the school kids do, so it should be pretty difficult.
So running around screaming.
Yeah, that's great. That's the end of your update, Dave. Okay.
Could I have a quick question?
Just a quick one, Ange.
Sorry about your timeline here, Chris, to be inconvenient. So I want to know, please, the event planning process that's gone into the Otawharakai Open Day. In particular, a landowner component. I've got a meeting with them this week. Mm-hmm. So when we talk about different ones I've been engaged with, and now that we're putting the Ashburton Water Zone Committee's name to it, often there's big chunks of communication or engagement that don't happen, that assumed is happen, so the date gets settled on. So I just want to kind of know what's the process been to date to arrive at 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday, the 25th of February.
Probably can't tell you all the details, but all the communications people from the organisations involved have been working together on this. ECAN is leading it. I understand the landowners have been involved, but I would need to go back and get more details on that.
If we could get confirmation on that, I'm just finding there's a lot of gaps. So Wakanui, so they say, oh, the community's been engaged with, we talked to the community, and it's like, well, not me, not I. Haven't heard from anything, would have been nice if we were. And the last time something was organised in Otawharakai, it landed on one of their biggest bull sale of the year days. So that told me that there was perhaps a lack of engagement around that. So I just want to make sure, again, if it's ECAN doing it, no control, no care, no responsibility. But if it's Ashburton Water Zone Committee putting their name to it, what is it and what's the process been to date?
Good questions, Ange. Eddie?
And I would probably like to add to that question, if we engage the general public, how are we going out to the public and advertising the event?
For the open day, there is a comms plan around advertising in the newspapers and on social media, and we're also asking all the other partners in the working group to use their channels as well. So that's what's planned there. It's quite clear. I just need to get some of this information to you guys, so you know some of the stuff I've seen you haven't seen. So I'll get that out to you.
So just to paraphrase a wee bit, this is the Zone Committee helping to facilitate the wider comms, not actually what the decisions or what they're trying to achieve. It's more about the process of talking to community.
Yeah, and it's an opportunity for the Zone Committee to be talking to the community out there. There's also, I think they're going to devise some sort of, not a cheat sheet, but you know, some answers to common questions and things, so that we will have that, so you will feel a bit more empowered when you're there about what the issues are and what's happening.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have the mayoral jet ski up there, that'll be great. Okay, that's all the updates. Any other business? I'll ask Claire just to make sure that she can hear online. Is there anything that you wanted raised or anything? No, that's great.
Nope.
Thanks, Claire. Is there anything else anyone else would like to other than Angela?
Oh, come on, Chris.
Okay,
Okay,
Angela.
Bill's paid, let's keep it going.
I've just put predator control on Staveley Camp. Can we get, because you guys are pretty good at that, can we get a wee look at what that includes up there
Yeah,
while we're up there?
sure, yes, I can think about organising that,
You can put us to work, but if we could do a little bit of learning while we're there too, that would be good.
yes. We are just about to launch a trap library as well, so that will have been launched in the previous month.
Brilliant.
So yeah, I should be up to speed by then on all of that.
Just in case Chris thinks that was all. One other question. At the front of our agenda for the longest time, we've referenced Brad William Gibsons as our tangata whenua facilitator. Not seen him. What's going on there?
I noticed the same thing actually when I looked at it today. You know, Brad is in a new role now. At the moment, we only have Stephen Bragg as our only tangata whenua facilitator. I'll put his name on there, but he's very tied up in a lot of other issues at the moment, so we're not quite getting the same level of support.
I think
Yep.
if you read that, you'd make the assumption that we have a tangata whenua facilitator. We don't. So we don't have it's represented that we do.
Yeah, fair enough.
Last point, CWMS Regional Committee, where's that at? Because it'd be quite good to get an update. As a committee member, it would be good to get an update, but as a zone committee, it would be good to get an update.
I can't give you an update on that, to be honest, I'm not sure. So I'll bring that back to you.
That's great. And before Angela comes up with another question, I'd better get ready to close the meeting. That's no other points anyone wants to raise, but I think we've got enough to do over the next couple of months anyway to get our processes right around our funding applications, so that'll keep us all busy. So on that, I'll call the meeting towards a close, but before that, I'll get James to do a karakia.
No worries.
Kia tau, kia tātou katoa, te atu whai, tō tō taha I hukarauti, me te aroa te atu, me te whiwhinga taitau, ki te wairua tapu, ake, āmini.
Yeah. Okay, and with that, I'll thank everyone for their attendance and look forward to seeing you all up at Lake Kim and Clearwater, is it? For our next meeting. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.